only the tusk. It's not everyone. It's a plastic just to guide. So let's start with their molars, their teeth. They're born with a set, which is 4 molars. There's 1 big molar, 2, 3, 4. That's a set. So there'll be 2 up, 2 down. How many times do we replace our teeth?
Once.
Once. Yeah, but twice. That time when you take out the teeth, put inside the glass. The next morning, put them back. So we replace once. But elephant, they replace 5 times. So the first is said they're born with. Then age of 1 and up to 2 years, they get another set. So from this set up to this one, these are replacements. In the molars that formed at the back, they slowly push them forward. So when they reach front, then they usually break apart. They're swallowed, or they just fall out from the mouth. Age of 40 to 45, let's say they get the last one. That last is said there's no replacement, so it's going to use it until it's totally worn out. Like those two, they're starting to worn out. So when it's totally worn out, they'll be struggling to chew their food effectively, so they end up dying of malnutrition, combination of old age. So they just go human age, 60 to 70 in the wild, but in a captivity, they can live longer. For example, like the one in Angola lived up to 85 years. Because in a captivity, they try by almost to give them salty food so they can survive. But in the wild, they just go to a swampy area where they can get salty food, but they usually die there. Then we claim it as a graveyard of the elephant. And we also use their molars to estimate the age. You know, the tusk. Although tusk, it's part of their teeth. Tusk is the incisor teeth. But there are some of the elites that born without tusk. In the tusk, you can break it any time. So if you look at the body, every set is bigger than the other. That's why we use the molars. The tusk, just like our fingernails, you cut your fingernails with a nail cutter, you don't feel pain. But if you take a hammer or a stick or something, then you disturb those buried alive, you feel pain. You can even go to the doctor. Same thing with the tusk. If it breaks inside the pulp cavity, it will cause infection. It will affect their eyes. These are eye sockets. It's close to the eye. But if it breaks outside, wasn't buried alive, can keep growing. But they use the tusk for digging, debarking trees, defending themselves when they're fighting, and for lifting heavy objects. What's your name again?
Neighbor.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
They don't use left-handed. All right. So humans have got left and right-handed. Elephants, we also have left and right-handed. If you notice in Vuso, the boy that you just saw there, they've got a short tusk on the left side and a long tusk on the right side. It's a left hand. They also favor choose one side of the tusk. So the one that is short is the one that they use more. But I'm not saying that if you keep using your right hand, it will be short. They've got a poor eyesight. Just see up to 80 to 100 meters. Further from that, they'll be relying mostly on hearing and sense of smell. So these are eye socket, these are ear socket. They've got these air cells. They're over this back party. Let's use the other board. They're up here. Then down this brain. So the air cells, they work to cool down the brain and to make the skull light.
The brain is small.
It's not small. The brain weighs up to 4.5 to 5 kilograms. Only the brain. So the air cells, there's a rumbling sound that they produce. That rumbling sound is amplified. So that's how it works. They're very intelligent animals. Like those 4 that you saw down there, they're trained using English, but the trainers, they also have their own languages that they speak. So there's some of the conversations that they do every day close to them. They also pick those conversations, and they've got a good memory. And they're not aggressive animals, though they're big. It's only that humans are the main predators for them. Lions, they usually go for baby and sick elephants. They can't do anything for health elephants. Their heart, it weighs up to 28 kilograms. In heated blood is pumped from the heart to the back of the ears. When you are touching, you have to touch behind the ears. It's very soft. Behind those ears, that's where the arteries and veins, they're very close to the surface. So that's why you see them always flipping the ears to cool down the heated blood. But they don't have sweaty glands. So they're looking brown, but their real color is gray. Those ones are brown because of the type of the soil that we have. As humans, when it's hot, you put sunscreen, they do mud bath. Mud bath is to cool down the body temperature and also to avoid the parasite insect to lay eggs. So that's why they're looking brown because of the type of the soil. Stomach, that's a small storage. A day they eat up to 250 to 350 kilograms. Water they drink up to 150 to 200 liters. On a day, 1 elephant. So if someone wants to give you elephant for free, you better run away. Was by age of 60, 70, you'll be bankrupt. But they only digest 44%, which means some of the food they just come as it is undigested. Let's look at the bladder. It holds up to 10 to 11 liters. Uterus, the gestation period is 22 months. And after birth, the baby weighs up to 90 kgs to 100 kgs, get up to 80 centimeters to 1 meter height. Every 3 years to 4 years, they can have a baby. And the female, they continue to mate until they get up to the age of 50 years. She wants to see the baby elephant.
Oh, yes.
I heard you earlier.
Yes.
No, we don't have baby elephants here, but we don't stop them to breed. There's 2 boys there, Mfuso and Temba. Some of the days we saw them trying to mate, but they don't know how to do it. If they're in the wild, they're supposed to know how to do it, but they'll be learning from the big bull. So here the big bull is far away from the females. The reason why it's far, we're still busy building relationship with him. If he was down there, Amaru, we're supposed to have babies. But I'll make a plan, eh? I'll buy a video so they can watch a video. Let's look at the trunk. The most important part. They use that trunk for so many things. It's 3 in 1. That's a hand, that's a nose, and extension of the upper lip. There's no bone structure inside that trunk. Just made of 6 pairs of muscles that are subdivided into more than 100,000 units of muscles. And there's also hair on the trunk that also adds a sense of touch. At the end, there's 2 fingers, one up, one down. Those fingers can even pick a small stick. For example, like a stick of matches, they can pick it using the fingers. When they want to drink water, they suck water maximum 15 to 20 liters with the trunk. Then they put inside the mouth. Solid food they also take with the trunk. Then they put inside the mouth. So nothing's going through that trunk. The primary function for the trunk is breathing. At the first hint of the danger, you see them raising the trunk. They'll be scenting, smelling where the danger coming from for the poor eyesight. Foot. They're walking on tiptoes. That's when they're walking, they don't make noise, though they're big. They've got a fatty tissue. This heel.
They're walking on tips.
Yeah. It works, for example, like shock absorbers. It also expands, it also contracts. And they don't jump, they don't run. Was always they must have 3 legs on the ground. So they just increase the pace of walking. And these 2 front foot, you're going to see that the shape is not the same with the back ones. We use their front foot to get the height. If you take one of the front foot, then you measure the circumference twice and a half, it will give you the height. You don't get exactly, but approximately. Let's look right down in the bottom, even that board over there. From Mamatas going back to Mammitherium, we no longer have those ones, we just left with elephants and Loxodonta. Elephants, these are Asian elephants, these 2. Loxodonta, that's African elephant. Though in Africa, we've got 2 different species of elephants. The one that you saw, they're called savannah. There are some of the smaller ones that are called forest. But the savannah, they're bigger than forest, they're also bigger than Asian elephant. The only difference between savannah and forest is the shape of the ear and the shape of the tusk and the height. But when you're looking at Asian and African, there's so many things that are different. If you look at the molars, they're not the same. The ears, African elephant, they've got big ears that are 3 or 4 times bigger. Asian, they've got smaller ones. At the end of the trunk, African elephant, they've got 2 fingers. One up, one down. But Asian, they've got only 1. The tusk, African elephants, both the males and females, they've got long tusks that you can see. Asian elephants, only the male. That's a male. They have a long tusk. Female, they have a short tusk that you can't even see. That's why it's easy about Asian elephants to tell which is a male or a female. But they just use the tusk. But African elephants not easy. Because both of them, they have long tusks that you can see. And the male chest is always inside. No scrotum any, unless they're having a wee or excited. Then you can see mambo number 5. But normally we use their head. The male ones, when they get up to 2 meters, 2 point something, they start to build muscles. So they've got wider head, more rounded on top. Female are more like this one. But just like us humans, what people from different countries say, where are you from? Uganda. And where are you from?
USA.
USA. And you're from Italy. UK. South Africa. But South Africa is a big country, you know? Where? Where in South Africa? Joburg, Pretoria? Or just around the corner? UK.
Victoria.
Pretoria. Oh. But she's from Joburg, you're from Pretoria, but you're in the same family. So it's like a fruit salad. Eugene, where are you from?
Potchefstroom.
Poch.
Greece.
Greece.
Greece. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a fruit salad. So, you see, but people from different countries, but we are all human beings. The same thing with the elephants, African, and Asian elephants. They are all elephants, although there are some more things that are different. So these are the main things I want to share with you. So now I can see the elephant crossing over there, but you can't hear them. Remember, I told you you can't hear them when they walk. So now we're heading the forest where you get to touch anywhere you want to. Are you scared?
No.
So when I said detaching, then you were like, don't
Excited.
don't be scared. No, you only run when you see me running. Then you must be in front. So grab all your belongings.
All right, thank you.